We are, let's see, recording. We are live.
Oh,
Here we go.
we live 198,
Yes.
198 times we have come here and brought you this motherfucking podcast. I'm doing this from LAS, otherwise known as Sin City, also known as Las Vegas, Nevada. My homeboy Anthony is sitting in Cleveland. Anthony, what to do?
Not much, man. Just, nice Labor Day weekend of studying and work.
Word.
Yeah.
I understand. Um, we had a Labor Day weekend here too. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Even though the time's different, it's not like the whole calendar is different. So
Right.
it was also Labor Day
Mm-hmm.
in the desert.
Yeah.
Um, it was relatively uneventful. We just kind of cooked out and chilled. It was nice. Some tasty burgers and whatnot.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Did
kind
some
of
training. You know what was unique about it actually?
what?
I had 16-ounce boxing gloves on my hands.
Oh, oh,
You know,
slipping
you
punches.
know.
Slipping punches.
I'm learning how to throw these fucking paws at you.
Yeah.
And so we'll see where that goes. We'll see where that leads. Um, I already knew that I was allowed, but I like verbally got the okay to take any kickboxing class I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna fuck around and get me like a yellow belt from Dwayne Ludwig, man. I might
Oh.
fucking get a yellow
Oh.
belt.
Oh.
How cool would it be if I got a yellow belt?
That'd
I'm
be
into that idea
That's kind of
of me
cool.
being a yellow belt, and that's how I announce myself. People are like, oh, how long you been training? Like, oh yeah, I've been doing martial arts a long time, but I'm a yellow belt.
I'm a yellow belt. I'm a yellow belt in kickboxing.
No, I'm just a yellow belt. I'm not gonna say what. They're like, what do you do? Oh, I do jujitsu. I do some kickboxing. I'm a yellow belt.
I'm a yellow belt. I'm a yellow belt.
It's accurate.
It's like, it's like
It would be accurate if I achieve the high goal
of
of
a
yellow
yellow
belt.
belt.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna start that journey. Jessica inspired me to start throwing my hands. That was a fun class. So essentially, me, Jess, her brother, and our homie Aleko.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be known, internet.
Aleko.
We will reveal the Grecian god that we're building
Oh yeah.
here in the desert.
I
Known soon to be known. He's not known as this now. And that's why I'm not saying his real name. I'm not saying his shoot name.
People might
But
have
soon
seen.
we will unveil.
They might have
We
already
will
seen him.
unfurl. We will unleash
I have a
this
question.
Hellenistic warrior upon the fucking desert.
I have a question for you.
Yes,
Was he around? Was he around recently? Like, was he in your house recently? In the house you live in?
maybe.
Okay, then it's already been. It's already known. Then
It is not known.
it is known. I have seen
It's
him.
not.
I have seen him.
I mean, maybe you understand, but everyone doesn't follow that closely, Anthony.
No, I mean, I saw. I didn't even know. I was like, "Who's this? Who's this person?" I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess they must be. They must be the homie."
You could be wrong though.
I could be wrong. I did see him. I did see him in the last podcast, but I didn't think about it.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
It's hard to know.
hard to know.
Here's what I'm saying.
Yes.
We're gonna unleash that motherfucker
Mm-hmm.
on the desert, and it's gonna be fun.
Yes.
And where are we going before you interrupt me, Anthony?
Striking yellow belt. Your hands.
Yes. Yes. So the four of us took a lesson from Jess. I mean, the three of us took a lesson from Jess
Mm-hmm.
on striking. And it was really fun. And by the end of it, I was doing a decent job at the technique. It was still like above my pay rate
Yeah.
in terms of what I was trying to do. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Considering what I'm actually capable of doing being very little, I was doing a relatively advanced technique. But I had a really good teacher. Like Jess hooked it up. She made me feel like I knew what I was doing, even though I don't. And she was polite and moved me toward correctness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then after that, I taught a lesson. And it was based on a question about what to do with a strong frame. And I put a summary of that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Really, what happened first was I put a clip of a summary of the lesson on the internet.
Yeah.
And I put a little tease like, yo, if I get 5 comments on this motherfucker, I will show you the rest of this video. And I wanted to have it, I don't want to say it's a low number, but like I think a lot of other people that I look at in social media I have 1,300 followers right now on Instagram. Not a lot, right? But a lot considering the factor I'm about to discuss. Like, I'm not famous. And so like I don't need to move like I'm famous. I can just take some of the famous people's moves. So here's what I mean. Like this whole like comment, like it engages the fucking audience. That's all I wanted to do is engage them. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be like, yo, if I get 50 comments, because I'm not going to get 50 fucking comments. Like I wanted it to be a number that they were going to reach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like when they got their 5 comments, and as they were getting their 5 comments, I started making comments back. Now, at some point after I posted this, I tried to hit like on one of my homeboys' posts, and I got a message that was like, you can't do this. And I was like, what? And then I went back and tried to write a comment on my own post to my best friend who made a comment on it. When I tried to do that, it sent me another message that was like, no, like,
no go.
You can't do that either. You're in trouble. And I'm like, what? So then I go to my Instagram story and I can still make stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I can still DM, but I can't do anything in the feed. And I think that there's a chance that somebody reported my shit. Now, what could I possibly be reported for, Anthony? Why would Instagram
Oh, I know exactly why.
briefly shadow ban me? What?
I know exactly why.
Tell me why.
It was that. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing closest to it is that one picture you put up that has like a little devil emoji in your stories. That might be the only thing I could think of. I saw that
Devil
one.
in my story.
It was.
Are you talking about my nude?
Yes.
See, but that was days ago, right?
Right. But for some
They didn't
people,
take any action days ago.
but some
And it was in an Instagram story. So somebody would have had to like screenshotted that and then reported it because it's gone.
Right. Or it could have happened in that moment.
No, this is new. This happened like after I made that post.
Right. I'm not saying that like it couldn't have happened. I'm saying.
So here's what I think.
Okay.
Here's what
I'll let you do your theory.
I want you to look at the post where I said, yo, if 5 people comment, and I want you to look at the comments.
All right. So
I think I might have broken an unbreakable rule on the internet inadvertently while just trying to make a joke. I think somebody reported this or the algorithm popped for a certain concept, a certain word.
Let's see. All right. You want me to test this theory out for you?
So
let's see.
Is there a way of displaying that Instagram post for our audience?
We can do that. Let me double check. We can do that. But do you have a?
Because I think we should. And then once it's displayed, I think you should read it because that's how a regular person would interpret it, right? They're not going to hear my inflection of my caption.
Let's see. Do you have a?
So me reading it will oversell how I actually feel. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying. Do you have a? Not now. Do you have
a password?
No, a specific. You know what specifically you're talking about? Just point it out to me, and I'll.
Oh, I think I know exactly what it was. Somebody commented on it. One of the comments was, "Post it, you fucker," or "Post it, fucker," and my reply to that is like timeline-wise, one of the only things I can think of that would have gotten me in trouble outside of using clips from Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah.
Right? Which are still up. So like, I don't think it was that.
All right, hold on. Let me share what I'm looking at because I think the listeners can see it, but I don't think you can yet. Yeah. So you're talking about post it, fucker, and then he says, "How do you know that I'm one who fucks?"
Yes. All right. So this is where I think I might have gotten in trouble with Instagram, or at least reviewed, because I was never truly completely banned. Does that make sense?
Right.
So I feel like they like put my shit on hold for a second while they evaluated whether I was a piece of shit or not.
So the quote is, I mean, in 2019, it's dangerous to assume that I fuck. I'm asexual, and everyone knows that. So show some sensitivity. I demand it, or maybe I'm just pretending to be outraged just to type ridiculous things. I have lots of time on my hands. Thanks for commenting. Two to go. Okay, 2 to go.
So I think I may have broken the rule of like, you're not supposed to make fun of people who are of a minority sexual preference or whatever. But first of all, if you are asexual,
are you still banned?
what?
Are you still banned?
No, So this morning, I was able to like something, and I was like, huzzah! And so then I posted what I promised I would post, because I promised I would post if I got 5 comments, and then I couldn't because these motherfuckers were reviewing my shit over nothing. Like, I didn't do anything. Now here's the fucking ironic thing.
Okay.
I've literally had sex. Like, I've done sexual acts without people being able to see the sex act live on Instagram multiple times. Like, I've done actually inappropriate things on this medium multiple fucking times and gotten clean fucking away with it. I didn't do anything this time. And they're like, oh, you're fucking froze up, cuh. Like, they were like fucking, I don't know, man. It really pissed me off. It pissed me off. And then I was thinking, like, I don't want to need these motherfuckers. Like, any of these motherfuckers. Like, what I want to do is I want to look into how much it would cost to host my own shit.
Like what do you
like,
mean?
Like, across the board.
Like, what do you mean?
Like to stream my own video from something that wasn't YouTube, but to still have everything go up on YouTube, still use Instagram, but have another place where people could contact me and where we could stream from, where nobody could turn it off but me, as long as I paid my fees. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we'd have to talk to Alex Jones and see what he's up to and see if we can get a small scale.
That's essentially, yeah. That's essentially the model I'm discussing. It's like the ability to put yourself out. Because, like, it's not like I was in danger of being censored in some serious way, but it just made me realize that that's possible. Like, even though I knew that objectively, right? Like, oh, of course, like, that could happen. It was never personal. And then I was like, wait a second. Like, what if I just lost my fucking Instagram right now? That would kind of suck. And it wouldn't suck because, like, I don't know what I would do with my life. It would just suck because, like, man, I was going to use that to contact people with my next project, to let people know that my next project is underway. This essentially is a warning shot about my next project. And that's kind of why I got so heated, because I was like, all right, I'm going to put out a video that is really just supposed to be demonstrative of my personality. It's not demonstrative of, like, me teaching, because all I do is demonstrate in the video. Even though I've been openly criticizing how everybody else teaching sucks, like, I didn't teach in this video, you know?
Right.
And I'm just starting to put out feelers about the project. And the project is in this very notebook, Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. There's a video project being planned. And I've been putting out little hints as to, like, the nature of it and the vibe of it through my Instagram story. There was a little glimpse of, like, Dr. Strangelove, and I made the joke about Dr. Strangelove. And maybe that's a working title for real. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. I'm busy looking at the.
No, don't be sorry. Like, you're not a fan.
No,
you're at home.
no. I'm talking about, like, I'm, like, barely listening because I'm looking this up right now.
Okay, so
I got very intrigued, very interested, very all of a sudden about everything. Like, I got intrigued. I got intrigued about.
I am now very intrigued about everything.
Yeah, the Instagram stuff, the live stream service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you keep looking that up, and I'll keep ranting.
Okay.
So yeah, I have this video project that I'm working on, and right now it's in the writing stage, right? And I've been dropping these hints as to what the vibe is, and the strongest hint that I've dropped so far is the reference to Dr. Strangelove. So, like, Dr. Strangelove is one of my favorite movies, and I feel like maybe not enough people have seen that movie. And I kind of want to do something about that too. Like, it would almost be cool to, like, have, like, a podcast watch party, but not necessarily an actual episode, like a bonus episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I could just stream it. Like, I could just put my phone up just like this, hit live on YouTube, and watch Dr. Strangelove and, like, talk about it. Like, it could be that simple, you know? Like, I don't need to be fancy about it. Or I could just video myself watching it and then trim it down, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. But I want to give that content about what that movie means to me before I put out this video, because I'm pretty sure that I'm going with something like the title I advertised on Instagram, which is the title of the movie is Doctor Strangelove, or How We Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, right? And it's about an atomic bomb.
Okay.
And it's about Cold War between Russia and America. And there's a scene in it that I make a reference to all the fucking time. Like, I'll be like, they're going to see everything. They're going to see the big board. I say that all the fucking time. And no one ever really knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And like, I let it doesn't drive me crazy anymore, but it used to. And so like, I made a reference to that in my Instagram story, because like a lot of this video project is influenced by Doctor Strangelove and by the other thing I referenced, which is the Toy Machine video called Welcome to Hell. And then I was like, man, you know what else reminds me of Welcome to Hell? Like those Mark Lehman videos from when I first started doing jiu-jitsu. And like that's the inspiration for these videos. Like I'm sick of all this sweet shit, and I'm sick of all this plain shit. I'm sick of every fucking jiu-jitsu instructional looking and sounding exactly the fucking same. They are all the same. You get a small room that's matted. You and your partner stare at a fucking thing. He looks deadpan straight ahead, because if he displays any personality, it could draw away from you. And since you're a dry fuck with a lot of talent or a lot of information, you can't afford to let somebody else shine for any moment. So he's got to sit there perfectly still looking straight ahead so that there's no fucking chance that anyone would ever notice them. And it's just one shot, and you are monotone as fuck. I will not make that video. I won't. Now, the last time I made videos, they were essentially spoofs of those videos.
Right.
The Hello Internet character in my fucking YouTube channel, when it first really started doing jiu-jitsu stuff, like when I first started doing jiu-jitsu content, that like, Hello Internet, it's your boy, that gimmick.
Yeah.
That was just making fun of the fucking model while still giving out some kind of decent level of information. Like, that was fun, but I'm done with that shit too. Like, I want to put out how I really feel, and I want to put out how I really feel in a way that's going to empower more people, and not in some kind of fucking, like, inauthentic fucking Henry Gracie way. Like, I mean, a real motherfucking way. And so I saw my homeboy Henry Akins. Henry Akins lives out here now. And
it's official?
He's probably my favorite teacher ever.
Nice.
And it's dope that he's here. And it's dope that I'm going to get the opportunity to train with him as much as I'm going to get the opportunity to. But, like, I was like, yo, I want to make this video project. And I want to shoot this shit. And I want it to not look like anything that anyone's doing. And I want the topic to be absolute white belt basics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach from white belt, like you just got it, to like what you would need to know to get a first stripe on a white belt. And that's all I'm going to fucking teach. And that's the whole video, right? Mm-hmm. So it's essentially my ideas of what the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu. And the purpose of it isn't to teach you the fucking moves, because you can get the goddamn moves anywhere. And like, there's going to be little details here and there that make them work better for some people than others. And that's why everybody's voice is valuable. I'm not going to tell you what as much as I'm going to tell you why. And by telling you why, I will tell you how to teach yourself jiu-jitsu the same way I had to, the same way that you fucking have to.
Right.
Like, instead of having to figure out that, oh shit, I would be better off learning jiu-jitsu on my own and then having my coaches be this resource for me to filter things through, instead of being like sitting like a baby in a high chair getting fed like an airplane game, like every other average motherfucker in your fucking class. Well, if you're sick of being average, wouldn't you like some power? And I really think I have the ability to give people that power, because that was given to me. It was given to me, and it made me feel free. It made me confident that when I was a fucking blue belt sitting at a tournament, looking across the mat at a black belt, who thought there was no possible way that someone who had been training this long, there's no way that I could have trained my white belts and blue belts well enough to beat them, and beating the fuck out of them and kicking their asses and putting their fucking nose in it too. The whole goddamn time. I felt free to do that. Why? Because I was empowered to teach jiu-jitsu to myself. Just through learning what I learned up to blue belt, which is essentially fundamentals. Like, I want to give that to people. And it's like, if anybody values it, they'll get it. And if nobody gives a fuck, I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to make it because I want to make it.
Right.
But I'm not stupid enough to be like, well, I'm going to give it away for free. Like, I'm not giving it away for free. I'm giving away for near free, though. Essentially, all I really want is a gesture. Like, if this is something that people value, I just want a gesture that says, this is something that I think is dope. And we'll discuss what that is when it's ready.
Okay.
But you know what it's not going to cost?
$250?
Yeah, it's not going to cost $250. You know how long it's not going to be? It's not going to be 10 DVDs in 25 hours or whatever the fuck. Because no one gives a fuck, man. Like, do you know how many people, you know how many fucking wealthy business people have boxes of DVDs that they have never opened? That's who's buying your DVD, Mr. Gordon Ryan. That's who's buying your shit, BJJ Fanatics. It's not the fucking blue belt who's trying to be world champ. He's not buying that shit. He's stealing it from the internet, and he's fucking coupling up with 5 of his buddies, and then they're all gonna steal it from each other. This is real shit. This is real shit. So, like, they're not gonna spend 10 hours watching your content, and you fucking know it. I don't know why you spend fucking 100 hours making it. It's retarded. It's retarded. Even the best information, it's all of it's fucking stupid. Like, instead, what if you created a watchable piece of content? Maybe if you made something that like anybody could watch. Because put a fucking passionate jiu-jitsu guy in front of a jiu-jitsu fucking DVD. Make the couch comfy enough, and this motherfucker will be asleep. In 4 moves, he will be asleep or he will be in his phone. 100%. 100%. Tell me if I'm wrong, Anthony.
Yeah, not wrong. It's hard.
It's because we make it hard. It's because these motherfuckers, no matter how brilliant or talented and skilled they are, they're unwatchable cunts. Each and every one of them. Unwatchable, boring motherfuckers. All of them. All of them. So what does that mean? I feel like that means there's a lane. And instead of fucking doing it and making my lane and making this content, I've been sitting around with a lot of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I see it, it's just like this fucking podcast, Anthony. If 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever the fuck we started this fucking adventure we've been on, if you had said, Darren, you should do a podcast, there'd be no podcast done. I need to be in the same position where I am the talent and I'm being produced, but I'm also director and executive producer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, that's the situation that I need in order to be successful. So right now I'm still creating the content and I've started shooting little preliminary tests. But if those preliminary tests that I'm shooting are all that I'll be able to have, if I don't have anyone to collab with, I will stitch that bitch together and put it out myself. Fuck it. But I want to do better. Because I think people deserve better than what I can shoot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But, like, if that's the way it's got to be, that's the way it's got to be. Because, like, it's got to get done. Like, things must be done. I'm just sick of, like, I'm sick of having ideas. Like, you ever see that video of Dan Pena, like, watching the lions, like, these wildebeest are running by this lion, this female lioness, which is the only kind of lioness. And he's like, look at this bitch. He's laying there, all these wildebeest running by. Maybe the next one. Just fucking laying there. And then somebody like me comes and another lion runs out and just jumps on the fucker, takes it, eats it. And I'm like, fuck. I'm that fucking lioness. Like, maybe the next one. Gordon Ryan out here talking about making 100K a month on jiu-jitsu videos. And if that's a shoot, then he's the fucking lion.
Yeah. Dude.
Now, I don't know if that's 100% true.
Right.
I have difficulty doing that kind of math. His DVD costs what?
$250.
$250.
Yeah.
$250.
$250.
So we have no real way of knowing how many people bought that. Agreed?
Agreed.
So we'll have to guess.
Well, I guess we can kind of guesstimate. We can kind of do some equations. We can make some math. I've been doing.
So here's my suggestion.
I've been doing some calculus.
All right, you tell me, not the number you came up with, but what's your number based on? Like, what's your formula to create?
So I'm going to say this. Is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that I'm going to take this assumption. This is my only assumption, is that we're going to go based on the 60-40 rule, right?
What's 60-40?
So 60% goes to BJ Fanatics because they host you. They either get you there. I imagine they get you there. I imagine that's how it works because you could just film it in your house. They get you there. They provide the space. They do all these things for you. They may possibly provide you a dummy. They may not. Whatever it is, and you have, and then like, so that means that they do all that for you, right? So I'm gonna give them 60% of the profits. So I'm gonna look to see how much money it would take for him to reach whatever he has based on 40%, and that would be a rough, like very rough, but it's a preliminary idea of how many DVDs he had to have sold to get there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So that's my plan.
So that's one direction to do the math.
Yeah. What's your direction?
So one direction is you should do them. You have to do them from both directions. You have to do them from, like, what's the number he said backwards to how many we think he sold, because the only thing we know for sure is how much they cost.
Right.
So we have to play with the other variables, right?
Yes.
So the way that I think we should come up with the number of DVDs sold is we look at each YouTube view, right? And so we count them as, like, if he has 100,000 YouTube views, 1% of those people bought the DVD. I think we should go on the 1% action as the law. So, like, if he's got 36,000 views, if he's got 100,000 views, you see? If he's got 1 million views, and then we multiply that by the 250, and that's a rough estimate of what his sales might be.
Okay, so you want me to take? So is there a specific YouTube video? Do you want to be? Is it a specific platform?
I think. Well, what DVDs did he say he sold at what prices?
So
the closed guard. So whatever the opening one of his closed guard DVD.
So let's see. Let's find that. So let's find that video. All right, we gotta find this. So we gotta go to.
Which is what, his back take?
No. So you think of John Danaher. So literally the only 3 things that Gordon has sold is guard and strength, and the closed guard specifically, top and bottom, and strength and conditioning.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Closed guard.
Yeah. So let me find. You
son of a bitch.
Oh, you said the back. That's
he
what I was
did a video where he took the back from closed guard.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Let me just look this up. So.
You want me to stab you?
All right. So BJJ Fanatics. All right.
I'm feeling hyper aggressive today.
I can tell. Let's see the channel. So let's see. Let's find his video.
I'm smoking sativa.
I'm supposed to keep you. No,
and I'm still just.
That's supposed to calm me down.
I got that aggression. I got that energy today, dude. I got that energy.
Wait, isn't it supposed to calm you down, or is it the opposite?
This is supposed to be the calm.
Wait.
It says so right here. It says, like, relax on this bitch right here.
I think that, but everybody says that about weed. You relax.
But there's also the sativa, which is supposed to make me more creative, more alert than this. But I've decided that I like indica better. And I think that only makes sense with my personality. Like, I'm already up. I'm already a creative person. I don't really need you to spark those things. What I need you to do is keep me calm enough that I don't scare people that I love or hurt people that I hate. Like, that's all we need. Like, I need to make sure that I don't upset people whose opinion I value. And I need to make sure that no one whose opinion I don't value upsets me. And as long as we can do that, everyone's going to be happy.
Gotcha. All right. So we got 45. Let's look at the video specifically. It says 45K on the site. 45. So we'll say 46,000 because it's 5,989. So it's pretty close. So say 46,000.
Okay.
And you want me to do what would that take get a
That's
percentage?
1%.
Yeah.
So say he's got 1% of those.
Okay.
Converted sales.
Times 0.01.
Because I think 10% of those people are interested and 1% of those people took action.
And 250. That would be. So if he has 46,000, if you take 1% of that, let me make sure I do my math right again. So let's do 46,000 is like what?
Plus.
It's like 460, right?
Yep.
So 460
Times 250.
that is 115,000.
Okay, now that's for one DVD sell,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And you're using the 60-40 rule. So what's 40% of that?
So 40% of that times 0.4.
And that's what he might have made.
So that's 46,000.
That's what I think he might have made.
Okay. That's still, but if you put that so for maybe even still just for 3 of his DVDs, well, it'd be close. He'd probably be close to 100K. So if you kept that same.
No, that's not in a month though.
Right.
That's not in a month.
Right.
That's however long that's been out.
Yeah. So 46,000. That's true. Yeah.
Now that's a good number, in my opinion.
Right. Now let's look.
I think that's a solid number. Now I just don't believe in charging that much money for some shit that people aren't even gonna fucking care about.
Right.
Like they're not gonna watch it all, dude. Like they're just not.
So hold on.
Like people don't even do entire seminars. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People do the first 4 moves and then check the fuck out of every seminar.
84,000. Okay.
It's only a small percentage of the people that are gonna do anything you tell them to do ever. Ever. It's like, yo, like for real. That seminar I did with Lovato was like weeks ago.
Yeah.
I still edit those notes.
Yeah.
Because I stay with the class. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a living document.
I stay with it. I just playfully reviewed what I learned from Jessica today 4 times.
Yeah.
Just playful review. Because I want it fresh. Because I actually give a fuck. But how many people give a fuck? Nobody.
Not many.
How many people are out there killing it with Gordon Ryan's moves right now?
They got some They got some testimonials of dudes taking people's backs and armbarring dudes.
I mean, like, where are they?
They're on podiums.
Where? Like, where? Where are these people?
Oh,
like,
Chicago.
What I'm saying is like what I'm saying.
I could as far as I could tell you what tournaments they were.
Like, other motherfuckers are winning too.
Right.
Like, it's not like you revolutionized the game or anything.
Yeah.
Like, even if you contribute something revolutionary, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
It means nothing. And people are spending $250. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Those people who are spending $250 have $250 to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not selling that DVD to anybody. Like, you're selling that DVD to a dude who left that shit in a box. Like, that's what I'm saying. The dudes that are like, oh, thank you for your shit. I think I didn't pay for that, dude. You didn't pay for that, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you didn't fucking pay for that. You think I paid for as many instructionals as I needed to watch when I was a blue belt? You think I fucking paid for those? Let's not even worry about kayfabe. Like, come after me if you want to. I stole that shit.
You gotta figure out. I would just don't start naming. Don't start naming names. Just don't start naming names.
No, I won't. I stole 80 to 90% of all the jiu-jitsu content that I learned from, like, in terms of like source material.
Yeah. Like
video in particular, books I paid for. at one point I was like, man, books are cool, like, and I think they're cool references, like to get inspiration,
Right.
but they're not the best learning tool. But they are cool. Like they serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Just usually not the purpose that the person who's buying it is getting it for. You're usually getting it because you think you're gonna learn shit, and that's not really how it works. It's more like you're gonna get inspired and a little informed. And I think there's a difference, but that's nuanced, and we'll get into that another day. Fuck. That
Yeah.
was a lot.
So you want to hear my calculation?
Yes.
So I came up with 33,000 for the month for one of his DVDs.
All right, 33,000 for the month
Yeah, for one of his DVDs.
for one of Gordon's DVDs.
Yeah.
According to Anthony.
Based
so
on
Anthony,
yeah, based on the
he
40/60.
might be shooting here.
He
There's
might.
a chance that he made $100K this month.
Yeah.
And there's also the chance that he's making money outside of this DVD gimmick. Like, for all we know, he's in real estate. For all we know, he's like in like high-end resale shit. He's always rocking like a Gucci this. And maybe he just roys that shit once and sells that shit. Like, you never know. Like, you never know how many hustles somebody has unless you know them.
Right.
And I don't know Gordon.
No, I don't. But I do know I do think he is, just because I think his surgery was from one of the best surgeons in New York for his knee. So I'm thinking like if you can afford the best surgeon in New York, and you got and you live in NYC, you live in that area, you live right in the heart of it, you must be making.
Does that guy train jiu-jitsu?
I don't know. That's a good question. I wish I would remember. I wish I would remember who the doctor was, but at the time I was like, damn, that dude.
Because if you're like the world champ, you're the big deal and shit, and he does jiu-jitsu, which a lot of surgeons do.
Yeah.
If you are like, and by a lot I mean like 4%, 2%, right? Like enough that it's a possibility. Maybe you don't have to pay full price. I'm just kidding. Like, but yeah.
Yeah.
You get the best surgeon. Maybe you are a cajillionaire.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm
But
thinking.
even if you weren't a cajillionaire, if you made all of your money from your body, wouldn't you want the best repair possible? Wouldn't you be willing to go into debt, knowing that you are making money at a very high rate in order to do it if you had to? Like if you had access to the best surgeon and you were like, oh, it's a little bit out of my price range, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I think you'd be right to do that.
Yeah, I can make it back. Because I can make it back.
Exactly. He can make more money. He can't just make his knee better without really excellent help.
Right.
He has to have that help. Powerful Gordon Ryan out here killing it in the money game.
Yeah.
Out here fucking killing it, raping them. Good for him. Good for him. Well, I make that joke because he says that all the time.
Yeah.
Without joking.
Yeah.
You see that post recently where he was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna rape you worse. Like
Yeah.
he said that to like one of the best guys. Was it Pena?
Yeah.
Or Pena, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, like in a world where everyone's trying to be PC, you don't give a Frenchman's fuck. Like you're just dropping R-bombs on dudes' faces.
Dude, he does not care. He's like, he didn't care about frozen people in the subways. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. He's like, look at all these people. Look at all these losers out here. They're all celebrating on this day. This is the reason why you'll never amount to anything. And it's like, damn, dude, this must be really how you feel, because you be working out all times a day. And it's not like everybody else. Like, I don't see you posting nothing about, hey, having a good time at this bar, eating this pizza. It's like, hey, I'm here.
Well, honestly, yeah. So I've been thinking a lot about shit like that myself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like idle hours are fucking satanic and wrong.
Yeah. And
I've had too many in my life, like by a large margin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that even people who do well, imagine if people that do well raise their standards to unreasonable levels, or even to the brink of what was reasonable. What if we just pushed it a little bit?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm saying. I've been spending more of my time playing guitar and fucking working on this fucking project, writing.
Yeah.
Right? And even though I'm doing that, I still find, like, I don't know, let's estimate it at 4 hours where I'm really not doing anything of any significance at all, and I don't need the rest that I'm receiving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this will be time spent playing Mario Brothers. I've been playing Super Mario, like the original. And I don't spend hours and hours doing that. I might spend, in the course of a full day, 20 minutes doing that on like 2 different occasions, like
Yeah.
2 10-minute runs or 1 20-minute sit down.
Yeah.
Right. But in 3 days, that's an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like what's reasonable and what's not. Like, how much of my time can be spent doing nothing? Like, so far today,
Mm-hmm.
I came home after so I woke up on time and then went to sleep because I was like, what am I doing with these hours? Nothing really. In fact, I'll find a way to do something stupid. I might as well just go to sleep. This is literally what I thought to myself.
Yeah.
Then I got up with just enough time to get dressed comfortably. I wasn't rushing, but to get dressed and ready for the day to go to the PI and then to go to Extreme. Right? I came home from Extreme, sat down, smoked a joint with my roommates, chatted for about 15 minutes, then started our pre-production meeting, essentially,
Yeah.
for the podcast episode that we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So far today, I would say that I've been spending my time pretty efficiently in a way that makes me still happy and comfortable enough that I don't feel like I'm going to explode, right? Like, I haven't truly wasted any time.